Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I'd talk to you about my mum glam bag. My daughter started school last week and that is all we're going to say about that. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not ready to talk about it, but that happened. I have created this little glam mum get ready bag, if you will. And this has everything in it that I need to get ready every day before the school run, in time for the school run, and with like school run mum appropriate makeup. So I thought I would share everything that is in here with you, why I've chosen it, why it's in there, why it's a helpful, handy thing to have for school run makeup, so that if you are in my same position, you can pick up some tips and tricks and we can help each other out as we try and navigate this new hell. So as far as brushes, this is all of the brushes that I keep in here on a daily basis. Obviously, you know, there are a few in here, but at the same time, there's like a third or a quarter of what I would usually use if I was doing my makeup on a Saturday. So I have one eyeshadow brush, and this is the Bdellium Tools 787, and it is huge. I wouldn't recommend this brush if you have like small eyes or very minimal lid space. This is good for me. You can see the size of it. I mean, it's almost the same size as my thumb. I do have hooded eyes, but I have a lot of space like above my hood, and that is where I like to blend, you know, a bit of bronzer or a bit of shadow if I'm doing a quick get out the door, you know, one shadow look. It just covers so much space and is so quick. I'm loving this. This is the only like shadow brush that I use on a daily basis, and it's just really nice and quick, all in the crease. Then I have my Zoeva 142, which I use to prime my eye. Very important, we've got red, tired looking eyes first thing in the morning. I keep this little random powder brush, which is just a Superdrug cheapy powder brush, and this is either to set my eyelid. I sometimes use it to dust away bake if I've baked, or to just kind of blend in my under eye powder. I've got my highlighting brush, and this is the Sigma F42. I have my Dose of Colours powder blush brush for obvious purposes. I have my Sigma F80 Kabuki foundation brush and my MAC 135 for bronzer. So as far as actual makeup goes, I just keep whatever primer. I'm not really fussy about the primer when I'm just in a rush. I just put whatever primer I'm kind of using at the moment. So this is the one that's in there. This is the Guerlain L'or. I think I've said it numerous times that I don't necessarily recommend this one because it's so expensive, but I do like it. However, once it's all gone, I don't think I'll repurchase it. But like I said, any primer, the primer you're enjoying at the moment, I keep in there. Same thing as far as foundation. At the moment, the Dior Backstage is in there. You know, my all-time favorite foundation is in there, but I mix it up. I probably wouldn't go in with a like full coverage matte mega glam foundation because I keep everything else quite light. So I do tend to keep a more natural foundation in here because everything else, like I think, you know, you can tell today, bronzer, blush and highlight, everything is quite subtle. So I try to keep a quite natural looking foundation in here. Something like the Too Faced Dew You has also been in here, or sometimes I'll keep my Urban Decay One and Done if I'm in a real rush, but at the moment this one is the one I'm kind of using most of the time. It's a really good option because it is transfer proof, and I do kiss and love and hug my daughter before she goes in. Generally she has a white school shirt on, so that is handy to know that I'm not going to like cover her in foundation before she goes in to school. Next up, a concealer. So the one I've got in here at the moment is the MAC 24 Hour Studio Fix Concealer. Again, it's probably the more natural concealer that I have versus my Born This Way or my Tarte Shape Tape. Last week when it was her first week, I used the Tarte Shape Tape because I knew I was going to be crying, and that one holds up real well if you're going to cry. So this week I've got myself slightly more together, so I feel less worried about that. It's still possible. Obviously then, under eye setting powder, I keep my Huda powder in here. I keep an eyebrow pencil because it's just the quickest, easiest way for me to do my brows in the morning. Keeps them quite natural, but it's just one product, very quick and very easy. Can't go hopefully too wrong. So this is the Morphe micro brow pencil, which I'm loving. I also have my MAC Soft Ochre paint pot, which I use in conjunction with the next to nothing powder. Then for eyeshadow, I literally use my bronzer. So this is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, and this is the original shade. And I literally use this in the crease with my giant blending brush, and then I use it obviously as my bronzer. It's just really quick and easy, and it's only one product. It's probably my most natural bronzer one because it's matte and it's softer on my current skin tone, so it's not like too much. It's not a lot of glow and like highlight going on, which is my normal preference. I like a luminous bronzer, but for like the school run, it's more natural. It's more sort of softer on my skin tone than some of my other bronzers. It's not as severe, it's not as strong, it's quite soft, subtle, goes with like the kind of natural, not putting any effort in look that I'm going for. It's also the perfect crease shade, so it kind of saves you on putting eyeshadow in. Of course, my Lancome Monsieur Big is in here. I rarely ever put anything else on my lashes, apart from last week when again I knew I was going to be crying, so I put my Maybelline Lash Sensational Waterproof in there just to make sure. And it did work, it did the trick. So next up, blushes. I keep a few in here because I love blush. I like to mix it up. I don't want to just be using the same blush over and over again every day, because I don't change this bag. Once everything's in here and packed up for the week, this is what I use every day while I'm on school run. So Monday to Friday, everything in here is all I use every day. So I want to give myself a few options when it comes to blush, because it's kind of the only thing in here I can mix up. So the blush I put on today is the Benefit Gold Rush blush, and basically what the blushes I keep in here are blushes that barely show. I mean, you can see it's very, very soft on my skin tone. Now, it will show up more in my winter skin tone, but when I'm more tanned, I literally have to properly swirl my brush in here and really go in to even just get this very soft blush effect. And that's the same with the MAC Naturally Flawless Mineralized blush and the MAC Fairly Precious. So this is the Fairly Precious blush, this is Benefit's Gold Rush, and this is MAC's Naturally Flawless. So you can see they're all really soft, subtle shades, and I've put real full-on swatches in there. Those are really heavy swatches. They're all very soft, subtle blushes that I can go ham on, and it's never going to be too much, so I don't have to worry, I don't have to be careful or go slow. I don't have to then go back in and tone it down. None of these blushes is ever going to cause me an issue as far as it being too much or having to adjust it or having to like fix it or anything like that. I know they're all completely foolproof and unproblematic, which is why I've chosen these three to keep in here. I keep literally one highlight, which will be my favorite highlight of the moment, and this is the Natasha Denona Super Glow in the shade Light Medium. It's what I've got on today, and although under the lights it looks quite extreme, I use it with a quite soft hand, so it doesn't necessarily look like, ooh, she's got a lot of highlight on. It just looks like a bit of light and life and brightness to the face. So yeah, this is my favorite highlight to keep in here at the moment. It's got a really nice big mirror, which is always a handy thing to have in here. And you can just see when you blend it out how kind of skin-like and natural it can look if you just use it with a light hand. If I was using it, you know, on a more of a heavier makeup day, more glam day, then I'd just build it up. But for school days, I just literally use it like this with a really light hand and just a nice wash of light. And then we have a few lip products. So the one I've got on today is the Bite Beauty Gloss in Salted Caramel. This is the one that beautiful Mel sent me in our box swap, and this is what I've got on today. What I like is just to have something, hint of colour, glossy, something natural, very easy to wear, that if I kiss my daughter again, it's not going to leave kiss marks all over her face. So again, you might think if you want a bit more of a made up look, like matte liquid lipstick might be a good idea, because obviously that's not going to transfer. But for me, I like more of a natural, lighter, softer shade on my lips, so it looks a bit more like I haven't necessarily got anything on. I also keep my Fenty Gloss Bomb in here for the same reason. And if I'm wanting a bit more on my lips, I use the MAC Liptensities, because these obviously are really good hydrating like lip balms with a hint of colour. So again, really ideal for like no makeup, natural makeup, and really wearable and hydrating, because most of the time after the school run, I'm then going off either to work or like about my day. So I like something that I can take with me and that works for work or casual or running errands and things like that. And all of these are perfect for those as well. Oh, and I also keep my beauty blender, of course. I'm trying to show you the clean side. Don't look at that side, the clean side. And that is it, that is everything that is in my mum glam bag. I hope you found this useful. I'd love to know what your kind of go-to every day for work or every day for school run products are and why. Please let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe before you go so I can see you again. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.